Welcome to Ray at the Movies, and welcome to my 31 days of Halloween, where I review a movie or upload a video every day for the whole month of October, whether it's a review or not. So let's go into the reason why we're here. We're here for A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, The Dream Warrior, which came out February 27th, 1987. Now, I've heard about the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, but I didn't get to see them until they're on TV later on, when I got a little bit older. And I have to say that I watched this one as well as the fourth one on Netflix. 1, 3, and 4 on Netflix, and then I wasn't able to watch 2 or 5 or 7. I think 7 might still be available, which is New Nightmare. I went and I bought the box set they have for Blu-ray on Blu-ray. It's not too bad. I haven't watched them yet, and that is how I'm going to finish off the set, because I want to finish off the franchise. Because Nightmare on Elm Street is one of my favorite franchises next to Halloween and Friday the 13th. And I like a lot more of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies than I do the Halloween movies. And I like, Friday the 13th, I like a lot of the movies. So, forgive me, I need to have some tea. I've been shooting videos back to back. This is now my fourth video, soon to be 5th. Okay, let's get into it. We have Heather Langenkamp coming back from Nightmare on Elm Street 1. Who, of course, she was in there. She was in Shocker. Don't ask me what character she played. I still can't figure out who she played. I gotta rewatch it. I haven't seen that one in a long time. She's in Star Trek Into the Darkness, The Demolitionist, Craig Wasson, Roller Coaster, Ghost Story, Body Double, Schizoid, Patricia Arquette, Uncle Buck, Prayer of the Roller Boys, True Romance, Holes, Robert Englund from A Nightmare on Elm Street 1 through 7, of course, and of course Freddy vs. Jason. In A Galaxy of Terror, The Mangler, Phantom of the Opera, Ken Sagoes, Project X, A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, Rosewood, The Backlot Murders, Randy Eastman, Chopping Mall, A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, Hear No Evil, Mobsters, Jennifer Rubin, Bad Dreams, The Doors, The Crush, Screamers, Bradley Gregg, Explorers, Stand By Me, The Class of 1999, The Fisher King, Arena Hayden, Student Exchange, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, Zapped Again, Dangerous Touch, Lawrence Fishburne, The Matrix Trilogy, Predators, Event Horizon, Man of Steel, John Saxon, Enter the Dragon, Black Christmas, Blood Beach, Beverly Hills Cop 3. Blood Beach is a movie that needs a Blu-ray release. It has not gotten one yet, sadly. Directed by Chuck Russell, who did The Mask, The Blob, Eraser, Bless the Child. Screenplay by Wes Craven, A Nightmare on Elm Street 1, 3, and 7. Shocker, Hills Have Eyes 1 and 2, People Under the Stairs, Bruce Wagner, Young Lust, Wild Palms, I'm Losing You, Frank Darabont, The Blob, The Fly 2, The Mist, The Green Mile, Chuck Russell, The Blob, Dreamscape, Paradise City, Witchboard. I didn't know he did that. Story by Wes Craven, Bruce Wagner. Music by Angelo Badalamenti, Wild at Heart, Blue Velvet, The City of Lost Children, The Beach. Special effects by Screaming Mad George, Curse 2, The Bite, Bride of the Reanimator, Silent Night, Deadly Night 4 and 5, Mark Shustrom, A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge, From Beyond, Evil Dead 2, Deep Star 6, Kevin Yeager, A Nightmare on Elm Street 2 and 4, Friday the 13th, The Final Chapter, The Hidden, The Trivia. On the VHS release, the music from the Duggan's Dream Warrior appeared after the credits. The video contains many scenes from the movie and ends when the band vanquishes Freddy, causing him to wake up from his nightmare and ask, who were those guys? The Freddy glove that was stolen from the set of this film was found in another movie. It was hanging on the wall of the work shed in Evil Dead 2, released the same year. It was part of a continued banter between directors Wes Craven and Sam Raimi. See The Hills Have Eyes, 1997, The Evil Dead, 1981, A Nightmare on Elm Street, 1984, and The Evil Dead 2, 1987, and more. According to Wes Craven, he decided early on that there had to be a group of people fighting Freddy because the souls of his previous victims had made him too strong for one person alone. The idea for the mental hospital treating the Dream Warriors was not just some riff on One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, but instead inspired by the real life establishments at that time. There was a kind of a movement of such places that even advertised on television, "Send us your troubled child and we'll make them okay." And essentially they were like prisons or insane asylums. Give me a moment, this is a lot to inhale here. Jennifer Rubin was told by some of her fans that her character of Tyron had caused them to quit drugs, and the actress is very proud of that fact. Okay, let me get a little bit closer, sorry. Alright. Wes Craven had nothing to do with the first sequel of Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge, as he didn't want a Nightmare on Elm Street to spawn a franchise. He also disliked Freddy's Revenge for its substandard script and the liberties it took by having Freddy Krueger appear outside of people's dreams. When the second film outgrossed the original but was critically panned, the studio was unsure whether they wanted to continue the franchise. Craven was asked for new ideas, so he came on board with the intention to expand his original concept and write a conclusion to the series. He had to decline the director's chair because of his commitment to Deadly Friend. Ironically, Craven's script was rewritten so much that a lot of the reasons I had agreed to do the picture were taken away. Even more so, the success of Dream Warriors ultimately prompted 4 more sequels and a crossover with the Friday the 13th series, Freddy vs. Jason. Once after a tiring day on set, Robert Englund fell asleep in his dressing room, still in full Freddy makeup. When he awoke and looked in the mirror, he got a terrible scare. Film debut of Patricia Arquette and Jennifer Rubin. In interviews with the cast and crew in the DVD commentary, it is revealed that the original idea for the film centered around the phenomenon of children traveling to a specific location to commit suicide, with dreams of Freddy Krueger eventually discovered to be a common link between the youths. At the time, teen suicide was a taboo social issue, and this led to the abandonment of that storyline, though some aspects remain within the film version, which still depicts suicide and self-mutilation. This was deemed less controversial because these acts are committed with Freddy's instinct influenced, inserting enough fantasy into the acts to remove them from the supposed controversial exploitation of disturbed youths. Special effects creator Mark Shustrom created a dislocated little girl corpse, which Kristen would discover she was holding, but it was decided that the item was too grotesque. A miniature skeleton was used instead. In the final shooting script of the Dream Warriors, dreams up a giant Transformers-style robot to fight Freddy. The sequence even made it into the storyboard stage, but budgetary constraints made filming it impossible. It is a known fact that Freddy's glove was stolen from the set. Chuck Russell gave a recent interview and gave a little more of an explanation as to the circumstances on how it was stolen. Apparently, 2 hardcore Freddy fans snuck into the set and disguised themselves as movie grips. Nobody had noticed the 2 throughout the day, and while on break, they grabbed the Freddy glove and left when no one was looking. Both John Saxon and Robert Englund wrote unused story treatments for this movie. Saxton's was a prequel story called How the Nightmare on Elm Street All Began, which posed that Charles Manson and the Manson family had framed Freddy for all the child murders they committed. Freddy, who was innocent, falsely confessed to these crimes under force from a mob of angry parents, who then proceeded to lynch him. He then came back to avenge his wrongful death by targeting the parents' children. England's story was called Freddy's Funhouse, where a sister of Tina Gray, Freddy's first victim in A Nightmare on Elm Street, returns to Springfield from college to investigate her sister's death. Freddy then claims the Dreams World version of 1928 Elm Street house and rigs it with booby traps like Nancy had once done against him. According to Englund, part of his unused script were used in the pilot episode of the series Freddy's Nightmares, the only film out of the 6 to not begin with a nightmare scene. The original teaser trailer features a little girl in her bedroom singing Freddy's rhyme and the Freddy claw popping out of the popsicle stick house. I never saw that. Winona Ryder auditioned for the role of Kristen, but director Chuck Russell felt that Ryder was too young for the role. Ryder later became engaged to Johnny Depp, who starred in the first film of the series, the third highest grossing of the original Nightmare on Elm Street Nightmare movies after Freddy vs. Jason and A Nightmare on Elm Street for the Dream Master. Here's the story. Picking up where the original Nightmare left off, a group of children at a local hospital face Freddy Krueger. One of them is Kristen, working with the doctors assigned to the case. The kids realize their special abilities within the nightmare world. When Freddy captures one of them, they lead a rescue attempt into Krueger's domain in hopes of putting his spirit to rest once and for all. A psychiatrist familiar with the knife-wielding dream demon Freddy Krueger helps teens in a mental hospital battle the killers who is invading their dreams. What makes this movie so interesting, and I'm going to say, is all the kids in this hospital are suffering from sleep deprivation. They are not able to sleep. They're having trouble sleeping. They're scared to go to sleep. So they make themselves stay up. And I love this movie because it actually has stop motion animation scenes, and Freddy Krueger is still scary in this one. I haven't seen the second one in a long time, but I think the first 3 are the ones where he's the scariest, and 4, 5, 6, and 6 he becomes less scary as the movies go along. I really like the sequel and feel this is a true sequel and my favorite out of the franchise of sequels to the Nightmare on Elm Street. I highly recommend this. This is 5 out of 5. I love this film. And with that, I will let you go and just let you know I filmed this on September 17th, 2024. So with that, I'm out of here. You have a good rest of your day. Bye.